Hello everyone, I am Jesse, or GameOverJesse as all of you may know me. Here with us on the Hylian Gamescast is our co-hosts Chiblima and Capt Bergerson, as well as our guest who we will be interviewing, MelonSpeedruns.
Hi.
Yes, so for those who may not know, go ahead and introduce yourself and fill us in on who you are and what we can come to learn about you.
Okay, I'm MelonSpeedruns. I am a game modder. So what I do is that I take games like Zelda, Mario, any game you want, and I modify them. I modify the files to add content, modify content, and we can make new games out of them or add new mechanics. And that's really cool. So that's why I'm doing it.
Alright, and you are here to talk about your Ocarina Online multiplayer mod.
Yep.
We've briefly I cannot talk tonight. We briefly covered this a while back after I believe I was on the Hard for Games podcast whenever they were talking about it. And it looked so awesome that the next time that I had a podcast with my co-hosts, I brought on some of the footage and some of the gameplay and started talking about how awesome it was. But now we've kind of gone full circle and we have the person, you, who's actually been working on it here with us. So how exactly did you first get involved with this, and what's it been like for you and the rest of the team?
Okay, so first of all, I am the creator of Mario 64 Online, which is pretty much the same thing as OT Online, which is a multiplayer experience for the game, kind of like an MMO, where your friends can join together and do stuff together, collect stuff. It's basically an MMO where people can join and leave whenever they want. And you can see them in the game in real time. So I made Mario 64 Online with Case, and what happened is that at some point I decided that the project was done. So I left it, did some other mods that you can see on my channel, and then I decided to start OT Online, which was pretty much the same thing as Mario, but for Ocarina of Time. So I contacted Ideke, which is an ASM programmer for OT. So he does coding for the game, he adds stuff to the game. And together we worked on some basically simple network stuff. So we added a second link and we made him have animations, and that was it. I wanted this to be the main project. So it was pretty much done. And then I saw that the Ocarina of Time randomizer had a co-op version of OT, which would sync objects together. And I wanted to do that as well for OT Online. So I contacted the dev, but I contacted the wrong dev. And that person, which was Den of Lions, ended up being the most important piece of OT Online. Like, he was the person that basically coded the whole... He took my code, trashed it out in the bin, and just recorded the entire thing way better and added way more stuff. So now we not only have the link synced, but we also have the objects thing. So if I kill a Skulltula, you're gonna see the Skulltula dead. If I open a chest, you're gonna see the chest open. If I burn this web, you're gonna fall with me down the hole in the Deku Tree. So this is all possible because of him, and I'm gonna mention also the other people. There's Clank, which made the spawning code so that we can have a custom link in every map. And we have Ideke, which made the puppet, which is the fake link, if you would say so. And we have Psyhead, which is the main tester, which always breaks stuff. And yeah, that's pretty much how the project came to be what it is today.
All right, so
it's so funny that it was totally an accident that you brought this other person.
Yeah.
The thing that I was going to mention is that before, whenever Hard for Games shown it off, and you kind of mentioned this before the enemies and everything were synced up, you would be able to see the other Link running around in your world. But if they killed a Tektite, then that Tektite would still be hopping around in your world, because it's almost as if they were a ghost running around in your world. You could still see them, what they're doing and everything, but what they did wouldn't necessarily affect your game. But now you've synced it up so that you affect each other's worlds. Right?
Well, think about it this way. Imagine you have a single player world, like you have a player in the map, right? And your Link running around in Hyrule Field. If I kill a Skulltula, that player at the opposite side of the world playing his own game is not gonna see the Skulltula die with just like his N64. Like, you're not gonna see the other stuff die. So what we did is that we detect whenever something dies on the player screen, and if it dies, we just do the death animation for every other player, so that way it's synced. And that's it. We just do that for everything, with the Links, the Tektites, the Skulltulas, everything in the game. And that's how we do it.
So if you had if I was playing with you and I had a Skulltula that was in one spot, would it be in the exact same spot for the other player? Or would they both be on their own individual path in their own individual game? And it's only if they die that the other one dies.
For some enemies, we do sync the position, like, well, some objects, like we sync the position of the pickables, like rocks, so it makes sense, and you see the Link actually picking up stuff. But for the enemies, we'd have to change their AI, and I don't think OOT is advanced enough yet to do that. Like, we're not researched it enough. So for now, the enemies have their own spots in the map. But if you kill a keys, the other players are gonna see the keys dead, the same keys. Awesome. But they won't follow the same position.
And if you and I both attack the same enemy, would it count both of our attacks?
Yes, because the server is handling the HP of the keys and is subtracting each hit. So when it reaches 0, just kill the bat.
Awesome. That sounds
so
very...
You can kill Goma in like 2 seconds.
Yeah, with both people attacking Goma?
Yeah,
seriously.
Just jump slashing with DQ sticks.
That's awesome, though. We've, this is something, like, whenever it gets finished, when do you think that will be? When do you expect the whole thing to be finished for people to start playing?
In 1 month? No, okay. That's a meme. Don't take it seriously. It's a meme because the first time I was on Hard for Games, I said 1 month, and it took like... And then we're like 5 months in, and it's not even done. So we don't give dates because we don't want what I did earlier to happen. We don't want to like say 1 month and it takes like 6 months, you know. But it's coming along very nicely. So I'd say I don't want to give a date, but like it's coming along very nicely.
All right. Tubes, Daniel, do you guys have any questions about the project or other possible projects?
Are you gonna let us know when we can play it so we can live stream it?
Yeah, well, of course.
Yes.
Well, that was gonna be my question. But I have nothing. I guess I have nothing.
Sorry, I'm like really distracted. I just found a bunch of like Animal Crossing merch, and I'm like,
oh no,
I'm just daydreaming. Gonna close this.
This is why I never buy any merchandise. So distracting.
I'm gonna send it to my boyfriend.
I've never bought a single piece of gaming merchandise.
He says that with the room full of Nintendo stuff.
Yeah?
Never in my life.
Nice. Do you have any projects that are planned for the future?
Projects planned for the future. I am working on a mod called Zelda's Ballad, which is basically play as Zelda in Breath of the Wild. With the costumes, with the voices, everything. So if you want, just Google that out and you're good.
How did you become involved with this project?
Well, it's kind of simple. I was very interested in the project and I joined it.
Interesting.
I just asked and I wanted to be I wanted to make icons for the game, for the armors, and that's it. I just showed them my stuff, and I was in.
And this is supposed to be like an entire story mod. It's not just allowing you to play as Zelda. It's bringing in like a new story, scenarios, and everything, right?
That was the plan. I'm not sure if we're still doing that, but if it's going to be possible in the future, yes, we're going to do that. If it becomes possible.
Awesome.
I have an unrelated
choose.
question that someone asked in the chat earlier. RPG wanted to know where's your accent from?
I'm Quebecois, so I'm a French Canadian.
Oh,
Canadian.
a fellow Canadian.
Sorry, Jesse, you're surrounded now.
That's fine.
This is the Canadian takeover.
I don't think I've ever
Eventually.
spoken to a French Canadian before with an accent like that, so it's
I have a
exciting.
really strong accent. I got comments in my videos telling, "What are you even saying?" Like they don't understand my accent. I'm like, "What?"
Oh.
That's I don't know. I guess I'm not surprised because at our work at least, there's another company that we have a association with that we sometimes have to talk to on the phone, and then they're in Quebec actually. So
Oh, nice.
whenever I guess it's the accent just doesn't faze me anymore.
We have people in the chat coming out as Canadian now.
Yes,
Canadian.
come out of the closet,
Oh, they're coming
Canadians.
We're welcome too. We're not just America's hat.
No, it's the Hawaii of Canada, remember?
Oh, I
That's
like
where
that.
I'm from.
Retro says, "Why are all the cool people Canadian?" Because
Know it, Retro.
because we're not getting shot at.
I love you too, Retro.
Wow.
Low blow.
Now, I think we can
I'm
move on to the
sorry.
mailbag, right?
I'm sorry. Yes.
Alright, so everyone follow Melons. I'll have links in the description for Twitter and other stuff for you guys to know. So you can go and follow him and catch up. And of course, you can go watch the Hard for Games video talking about the mod if you want. They actually have a lot more gameplay and stuff showing it off, which will have gameplay on the edited version of this, so you can watch along as well. Colin Echo, $5.
Yeah, I was just gonna point that out to
Says,
you.
my daughter watches with me on these podcasts now, and she really wanted to ask a question. Her name is Kayla, and her question, why do you love Zelda?
Oh.
Choops.
Her name's Kayla.
Do you want to
I
answer
love her.
this?
First of all,
How old is
I
Kayla?
was gonna say I want to know how old Kayla is because that's
Yep.
adorable.
That is.
And second, I think why I really started to form my love for Kayla. No, for Legend of Zelda is just because I grew up watching my brother play it. Like being the younger sibling, I never actually really got to play video games. I just had to sit there and watch because they were like, "Oh, you're too young to play video games. You don't appreciate them." And so I feel like my brother was the reason why I ended up getting into Legend of Zelda, because I would watch him play like Ocarina of Time. Like I had that game memorized just from watching him play it before I even started playing it myself. Yeah, it's a nostalgia thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nostalgia is a heavy thing. For me, it's been. I also have older siblings, but my love for Zelda started with the Super Nintendo because I was born in the early '90s, and my literal earliest childhood memories are sitting on this old CRT TV, not on it, in front of it, and we had this really gross, ugly TV stand that was like particle board, and I would play Super Mario World and A Link to the Past on it. Until one day my brother tripped over the cord and broke it. So, but those are my literal earliest childhood memories I can think of. I can't think of anything before that. So my literal earliest memories of my life are playing Zelda and Mario. So that's just something that has stuck with me. I'm like, I ain't stopping now. So, but they're just great, very well balanced games that transcend genre and art style and gameplay mechanics, and it's always new and interesting and fresh. So it's I guess there's my bias and my non-biased answers. How about you, Melon?
I'm doing fine.
Where's your? I mean, how about you? What's your love from Zelda?
Oh, you said how are you? I was like,
I'm so. There's my accent.
Oh, there you go. Yeah, I was born in the late '90s, like, and I don't have siblings, so I'm like, what happened is that at the age of 5, my parents bought me a GameCube with Luigi's Mansion. I got scared to death by the ghost. I didn't want to sleep at night, so they returned the game and bought me Zelda Wind Waker. And from there, I just, it was pretty much the best game I've ever played in my life.
That's an adorable story. I love that.
Like, I really got literally scared.
Oh my goodness.
I was 5.
I'm trying to. Yeah, no, it totally makes sense. Like thinking about the things my son gets nervous about. He's 6 now, but like sometimes playing games, he gets like scared of certain things that I'm like, this isn't even scary. This is like. But then thinking back, like when I was a little kid, the Redeads in Ocarina of Time scared me so much that I hid behind the couch when I saw them for the first time.
What about Dead Hand?
That's even the next level's terrifying. Actually, I think by the time I was able to get over that fear, like I wasn't able to get to the point where I encountered Dead Hand until I was a little bit older, so I got over that, I guess. But that is next level fear. Oh, we got another super chat.
Wow.
Oh, this one's from the legendary Brotherhood. I have a question for all 4 of you. Who is your favorite villain in Zelda?
Midna.
Is Groose a villain?
Yeah, that's a good question.
At the beginning, yeah.
But seriously, Girahim's mine.
He's an emotional villain. He just bullies Link.
Yeah. Have you seen Dark Link in the manga? He's so fucking cool. So I think Dark Link in the manga.
Which manga?
Ocarina of Time.
Oh, I need to reread that. It's on the shelf behind me there, and I have never finished reading it. I'm a bad person. I really like Girahim, actually. I think it's just because he, as a villain, is very, like you really build this rivalry with him because you encounter him so many times throughout the game. And other than that, I guess good old-fashioned... I have a soft spot for Wind Waker Ganondorf, specifically. Is a really good villain. He's really well fleshed out compared to Ganondorf in, say, Twilight Princess, for example, who just kind of shows up, who you hear about, but he just kind of pops up at the end. But Wind Waker Ganondorf is like he's a really different kind of Ganondorf than we see other times, and he's very like methodical and he's like an tired old man. He's, so I don't know. I like that.
Do you like Girahim because of the tongue?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. But also because I don't know, there's that I don't know, that rivalry where he almost like he underestimates you and he kind of lets you go. But then
that's the thing.
Yeah, he could though when you first encounter him, and he's just like toying with you basically, and then that helps sort of showcase how much stronger Link is from the beginning of the game to the end of the game as well.
Yeah.
Having this boss that's so much stronger than you, and then in the end you end up being more powerful than him. I don't know. It's a neat little arc.
I would say
the ghost is back.
I'm gonna go with retro here and say Vati. So I would like to see Vati in a 3D game, to where it's not just the 2D sprites, but actually seeing his 3D character model walk around, casting spells on people. Because he has magic, but so did Ganondorf. I just think there's a bit more for him than normal bad guys. Or not normal bad guys, but the normal appearance for Ganondorf. And plus it would give more backstory from Hyrule that has nothing to really do with like Ganondorf being reincarnated or like Pig Ganon or whatever. It would just be like a separate section of like bad guy history. Ilya in the chat says Majora couldn't pick anyone else.
Ah, hi Ilya.
Yes.
Oh hi.
Yeah, but I think that's just what I would go with. So we have Vatty, Girahim, and who else? Shadow Link or Dark Link? And who did you pick, Tubes?
Girahim? I was the first person that answered.
Oh, you and Daniel. Okay, that's it. You guys picked the same. Yeah, but back to the original question was, I began playing Zelda because of my parents. They would wake my brother and I up to get my older brother ready for school. I was too young for school, so one parent would go with him to get him ready while the other parent sat with me and kept me busy by playing A Link to the Past.
Wait, so they woke you up to get your brother ready? Like, did
Well,
they just
they woke
inadvertently?
both of us up.
Just by, like, you woke up by accident? Or were they like, Jesse, wake up, your brother has to get ready for school?
I don't really remember.
Okay.
At that age, he and I shared the same bedroom.
Okay,
so,
it was probably by accident.
yeah.
That's funny.
I'm sure there were probably a bunch of times where I just fell back to sleep, but the ones that I remember are the ones where I wake up. Yeah. But I guess we're ready to move on to the mailbag.
Yes. Ah, yes.
Alright. Daniel, would you like to do it?
Intro and all, or?
Yeah. Okay. I'll do it.
Okay.
Hey everyone, it's me again, Elia Rose. I just wanted to say thank you so much for watching this video. And you know what? If you're a fan of videos like this, you should totally subscribe and give this video a like and comment below to let us know what type of videos you would like to see us create in the future. And if you would really like to support all of us here at the GameOverJesse channel, please consider purchasing a GameOverJesse t-shirt or becoming a Patreon at patreon.com/GameOverJesse, where you can receive many rewards, such as getting shoutouts, having any topic or theory that you select discussed on the podcast or made into its own video, having your question answered, joining on as a guest on the podcast, and playing with us during our Twitch live streams at twitch.tv/GameOverJesse, and much, much more.